Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Vadarayanam Sutra Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Verse number 184. बुद्धिन्द्रियै सार्धं सवृत्ति कर्तृलक्षणः विज्ञानमय कोशा स्यात् कौनसा संसार कारणम. One more time, I repeat it. बुद्धेन्द्रियै सार्धं सवृत्ति कर्तृलक्षणः विज्ञानमय कोशा स्यात् कौनसा संसार कारणम. See the translation. The intellect with its modifications along with the organ of perception from the intellectuals form the intellectual seat Vijnanamaya Kosha. It has the characteristics of the agent or doer, which is the cause for transmigration. See the one more time translation. Intellect with its modifications and the organs of the knowledge having the characteristics of the agents form the knowledge seat which cause of man's transmigration. Now we have reached course number 4. It is a Vijnanamaya Kosha, knowledge seat. It is a very complicated to understand. So be attentive. What is Vijnanamaya Kosha? What is the seat of knowledge? What is its definition? And so many times questions has come to the masters what Jiva is. Because in Vedanta there is a very clear vision. No liberation, no boundaries. So sometimes so many sadhakas become so confused. If there is no boundaries, no liberation, then what is the use of the practices? And what is jiva? Who is go to heaven or hell? So many times this question has been asked. So we become very careful, attentive what this question is. What the definition. So first see Shankaracharya says, Buddhi indriya sardham. Intellect with its modifications. Buddhi indriya sardham savritti. Buddhi, intellect plus buddhi indriya, sense of organs. Buddhi indriya, intellect plus senses of organs plus savritti kartri lakshana. Vritti, the modification. Modification, I am the doer. Vijnanamaya koshasya, so that is the Vijnanamaya kosha. But still, the things are not clear. What is the difference between mental seat and intellect seat? Let's clear. Punsa sansar karanam, and this seat is the cause for transmigration, the cause for death and birth, take another body, go to hell, go to heaven. So this is the cause. Manomaya kosha, mental seat, is just a instrument. We have to understand whole process. There first was Annamaya kosha. Annamaya kosha means gross body. It is a very gross level. It is also equipment. Then comes Pranamaya kosha, vital seat. It is a subtler, a deeper. This also instruments. And third one is mental seat. Mental seat is also an instrument, a device. But for whom? All three koshas are just a device. There are some gross level for objective experience, gross objective experience. Another was like a power, vital seat. And third was the mental seat. They three are just a device, equipment. Now the question will arise, for whom? For whom? The answer is Vijnanamaya kosha. Kartri lakshana, the doership. Vijnanamaya kosha syat. So see, what is Vijnanamaya kosha is? In Vedanta process, there is no liberation, no creation. In reality, no liberation, no creation, no universe, no birth, no death, no boundaries, nothing. But if we are not in ultimate state, we are experiencing everything. So we have to understand the Vijnanamaya kosha. Before Vijnanamaya kosha, all three koshas are just equipment. This Vijnanmaya Kosha means Vijnan means knowledge. Kosha means seed. The seed of knowledge. Knowledge what? I am the doer. Kartri Lakshana. So, I repeat one more time. Intellect plus sense of organs, and this intellect is with doership. Kartri Vritri Lakshana, I am the doer. This is the Vijnanmaya Kosha. Shyat Punsa Sansar Karanam. This is the cause for my transmigration, one body to another body to another body. Next one, and Shankaracharya is giving more explanations. अनुव्रजचित्त प्रतिबिंब शक्ति विज्ञान संज्ञा प्रकृते विकारः ज्ञान क्रियावान अहमित्यजस्रम देहेन्द्रियादिषु अभिमन्यते वृषम. I repeat one more time. अनुव्रजचित्त प्रतिबिंब शक्ति विज्ञान संज्ञा प्रकृते विकारः ज्ञान क्रियावान अहमित्यजस्रम देहेन्द्रियादिषु अभिमन्यते वृषम. See the translation. Accompanied by the reflection of the light of Chit, the intellectual seed is a modification of Prakriti. It is endowed with the function of knowledge and is always completely identified with the body, sense organs, etc. See the translation one more time. The knowledge seed, which seems to be followed by reflection of the power of the Chit, is a modification of a Prakriti, is endowed with the function of knowledge and always wholly identifies itself with the body and sense organs. Shankaracharya is giving more explanation, is making clear, because very complicated situation is this. In Vedanta, we have studied so many times what is happening. There is a try to understand like sun is shining in the sky. Its light is everywhere. This light is general light. General light everywhere. But some places it reflects, like in water, in mirror, or other places. So, the reflection of the sun happens in specified places, not everywhere. They have quality to reflect. So, first is the light of real sun, general light which is everywhere. And when it becomes reflection in the water or in the mirror, it also can give the light somewhere. So this is reflection. Same, the pure consciousness is everywhere. Everywhere. Omnipresent. Everywhere. Its presence is everywhere. It is general, common. Then our intellect has quality. It can reflect the consciousness. So pure consciousness reflects in our intellect. We can say that Chit Pratibimba. Pratibimba reflection. Chit means consciousness. We can say that Chidabhas. So this Chidabhas, Chit Pratibimba, the reflection of the consciousness is limited. It is limited in your intellect. Like your reflection is limited in the mirror. It depends size of mirror. So our intellect is like a mirror, and the consciousness is like a sun. Sun reflects in the mirror. Your consciousness reflects our intellect. Its reflection is Chit Pratibimba, Chidabhas. So see, the reflection of the pure consciousness and pure consciousness, intellect, three things to put together, it becomes Jiva. It becomes Jiva. Individual soul, limited soul. Its expression is that I am in this body. I am here only. It is limited. I am not anywhere else because it is limited. But the reflection of the consciousness, it happens in intellect. Actually, intellect is insentient, inert. But when reflection happens, it also becomes like a consciousness. It has lots of power. Shankaracharya says, Pratibimba Shakti, the power of the Pratibimba, the reflection, Anubrajat, with this power of the consciousness, this power of the reflection, Vijnanamaya Koshaha Prakriti Vikara. So this is the modification of the Prakriti. The intellect is the modification of the Prakriti. And then what happens? Jnana Kriyavan Aham Mitya Jasram. So see, the Jiva, individual soul, now I call it Jiva. Sometimes I call it individual soul. And sometimes I can call it Vijnana Kosha. So this Vijnana Kosha, individual soul, identify itself sometimes with mind. It sometimes identify with the mind. So Jiva, when identify itself with the mind, then what happens? Jnana, knowledge. Because mind and sense organs are equipment, devices for knowledge. So when it identifies itself with the mind, then knowledge happens. Subtle and gross, both type objects, it can experience. So Jiva requires some devices to experience. For knowledge, it requires mind and sense organs. Then I am, I-ness, I am, my-ness. This type knowledge happens. When it identifies itself with the pranamaya, pranamaya kosha, then it feels I am tired, I am fresh, I am hungry, I am thirsty. So these feelings happens, and when it feels identify itself with the gross body, then gross bodies experience ज्ञान क्रियावान अहमित्यजस्रम dehadi shu. When it identifies with the gross body, then I am man, I am woman, I am young, I am child, I am old age, I am so, I am so. So, because when Vijnanamaya Kosha, individual soul identify itself with the gross body, then Jnana Kriyavan Ahamityajasram continuously these things happening. Now next one. Anadi kalo ayam aham swabhavo jiva samasta vyavahara bodha karoti karmanyati purva vasana punyani punyani cha tat phalani. See the translation. It is without beginning, is of nature of the ego and is called the jiva, which carries out the entire range of activities on the relative planes. It performs good and evil actions according to its previous vasanas and experience their results. You see the translation. It is a beginningless, characterized by egoism, is called jiva, and carries on all the activity on the relative through previous desires. It performs good and evil actions and experiences their results. Shankaracharya giving more explanations. What Vijnanamaya Kosha is? Now he is addressing as a jiva. He says jiva, jiva, individual soul. Individual soul is beginningless. There is no beginning. Anadi. Beginningless. Because it is aham swabhava anadi is a beginningless. It was always. There is no time. Body has time. Body begins and ends. But jiva is beginningless. So this question should not be come in our mind when it has come to existence. How it had come to existence? Because it is beginningless. Anadi, kalo, aham swabhava. And its nature is I. Always. I am, I am, I am, I am. Always. You express yourself addressing as an I. Aham swabhava. It is nature. Aham, I. Always you address yourself as I. When you were in child's age, you were saying that I. In previous births also, everyone addresses himself, itself as I, aham svabhava. Name forms comes and goes. They are not permanent. Forms comes and goes. Names comes and goes. But your I-ness is always. Aham svabhavo jivaha. So Shankaracharya says it is a jiva. Jivatma, individual soul. Samasta vyavahara bodha. And this jiva, this individual is doing everything. This jiva is creating everything. The pure consciousness does not do anything. Pure consciousness is akarta, without doing. But this jiva, limited soul, vyavahara bodha, everything this jiva is doing. Everything. Karoti karamanyati purva vasana. So this jiva is doing everything, and for doing it requires equipments, means. So it has body, it has pranas, it has minds for doing everything. So through the body, through the sense organs, through the pranas, all activities are being done by the only jiva. Karma nabi purva vasana. And now he is not free. He is influenced by its previous life's actions. The previous life's actions are with him in form of seeds. So they always influence the jiva to do this and that. Because punyani cha tat phalani. Sometimes the jiva is doing good work. Sometimes the same jiva. Sometime before he was so quiet. Sometime before he was so happy. Sometime before he was doing charity, he was meditating. He was chanting. Immediately the same person, same entity goes extremely another point, so upset. He was meditating, now he is disturbing another also. So what happened? Now he become restlessness, and he making another people also restlessness. Sometime before he was doing charity, now he is doing murder. Sometime before he was very happy, now he is very angry. Same person, same world, same universe, everything is same. But see the changes. Shankaracharya says, punyani, good and bad. Lord Sri Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Brahman Sarva Bhutani Yantra Rudhani Maya. Ishara Sarva Bhutanam. Everyone is being forced to do actions. You are not free. God means your vasanas, your previous life's actions are sitting within you. They are forcing every time. Sometimes they make you do good work. Shankaracharya says, Punyani punyani cha. Sometimes he is doing very good work. Sometimes the same person is doing very bad. The same jiva, when you admit that I am doer, once you accepted that you are the doer, then you are bound to be suffer, experience its results. If you admit that, accept that, you are agreed that I am doer, I did it. Once doership has come, then you cannot avoid bad actions. Bad actions, karma, results, you have to experience. You are bound. Tat phalani, its results. So jiva, now see the meaning. The jiva, individual soul, which is reflected in the intellect, this jiva, reflection of the pure consciousness, is individual soul. The individual soul is doing everything, all activities, and it becomes involved with every activity. It may be in body level, it may be in mind level, it may be in pranic level. All three levels, it is responsible. Doing and experiencing. This process is going on continuously. Now next one. Bhunkte vichitra sapi yonishu brajas bhramayati nirayati adha urdhvameshaha ashaiva vijnanamayasya jagrat स्वप्नाद्यवस्था सुख दुख भोग. I repeat one more time. Bhunkte vichitra swapyonishu brajan nayati nirayantyadha urdhvameshaha asyaiva vijnanamayasya jagrat swapnadyavastha sukha dukkha bhoga. See the translation. It comes and goes up and down. Taking birth in various bodies, the waking dream and other states, and the experience of joy and sorrow belong to this intellectual seat. See the translation once more. Being born in various bodies, it comes and goes up and down. It is his knowledge seat and has the waking dream and other states and experiences joy and grief. As we heard in previous verse, punyani punyani cha tat phalani. The individual soul is doing good and bad karmas and bound to be experience its results. Vichitra. Shankaracharya says, because our desires are so different, so strange, Our desires are so strange, these cannot be fulfilled in one body. Jiva's desire is so different way. God cannot fulfill in one body. Bhunte vikitra shabyo nishu brajam. So the individual soul, the jiva, is doing varieties of actions. He has varieties of desires. It cannot be fulfilled in one body. Then, so individual soul takes human body. The individual soul will take God's body, and it could be it could be a animal's body, any body. That is why God has created 84 lakhs bodies. 84 lakhs. So see, difference, varieties of our desires. And one thing remember, whatever you are, because of you are. As you think, you become. You are a human being because you thought to be being a human being. Those who are animals because of their desire, they are responsible. Those who are words, because of them, they thought to become a birds. Nobody is fixed. Nothing is fixed. Any insect which is the bottom can go top of the body cereal. The series of the body, he can go top. And which is in the top, it may fall in the bottom. Our desires, whatever you want, the nature gives you. See the mercy of the nature and see our variety of the desires. Sometimes we want this, sometimes we want that. Now see, if you don't want, no one can force you. If you don't want, even God cannot give you. You want, then you achieve. If we are now in human body, and we are we trying to become greedy or angry, then God thinks, nature thinks, he want to become greedy. And human body is not good for greed. Human body is not good for anger. It is not match. It is very mismatch. Anger is not suitable for the human body. Greed is not suitable for human body. The violence is not suitable for human body. It is very mismatch. But you want to be angry. And this body cannot support anger because it is against its nature. Human body is for liberation. Human body is for practices of spiritual. These practices are suit to human body, not anger. Quietness, peace is suitable for human body. But by practice, by our previous desires, vasanas, we always in anger, in greed, in violence. Then nature gives the body which is suitable for anger. He can give you a lion's body, a snake body, a body of honeybee. These bodies will support, each body will support anger, greed, violence, restlessness, but human body does not support. So that is why God has created so many bodies. Whatever you desire, God can give you. Nature helps you. If you want to become greedy, nature gives body, which body is very suitable for the greed. Nature gives you body which support your anger, your attachment. But human body does not support. That is why Shankaracharya says, Bhumte vichitra shapyo nishu brajan. The individual soul brajan wandering so many bodies. You are in heaven, it is your choice. You are in hell, it's your choice. Someone are in human body, their choice. Someone are in animal's body, their choice. They have chosen. Adha urdhvam, up and down. The body, it may be animal's body, bird's body, it may be the king of the gods, but body is a body. So anyone could achieve any body. It is not fixed. Nothing is fixed. According to their actions, Shankaracharya says, Niryat yadha urdhvam meshaha. Sometimes urdhvam up, sometimes down. Body changing. Remember, body change, just cover is changing, going to change. The content is the same. Content does not change. Cover is changing. Packaging is changing. Sometimes body is human body, but the content is the same. Sometimes it may be animal's body, but content is the same. Content does not change. Only body changes. So Shankaracharya says, Atsaiva Vijnanamayasya. And same, this is the Vijnanamaya Kosha, the Jiva, has Jagrit, Shapna, Adi Avastha. The same individual soul, sometimes it is in waking state. With gross body. Gross body is waking state for whom? Not for body. Remember just, waking state is not for gross body. It is only for Vijnanamaya Kosha. Gross body just a means, device. And device has no choice. Through the gross body, someone, something, some entity is going to enjoy, experience something. Swapnadyavastha. Jagrit, sometimes event, events experience gross objects, then it becomes identified with the gross body. And the entity, the individual soul, started experiencing gross objects through the gross body. So gross body does not have waking state. Just remember, gross body does not have waking state. Gross body just a means to experience gross objects. So gross objects is being experienced by Mano Vijnanmaya Kosha through the gross body. And then sometimes comes Swapna, dream state. And when he wants to enjoy subtle objects, it becomes identified with mind, mental seat. And it started, so mind does not experience anything. Mind is just device, equipment. Through the mind, be very clear. This course is very subtle. Through the mind, the individual soul experiences subtle objects. I repeat. Through the gross body, the individual soul experiences gross objects. Through the mind, individual soul experiences gross objects. So mind and gross body has no experience. They are just objects, just equipments, devices, means. And Vijnanmaya Kosha is going to use them. Adyavastha and the Vijnanmaya Kosha, Adi in dream sleep also, and sleepless state, the experience the same entity. Sukha Dukkha Bhoga. Bhoga, experience. So individual soul, the Jiva, Vijnanmaya Kosha experiences sometimes misery, sometimes happiness. Through the body, through the mind. Now next one. देहादि निष्ठा श्रम धर्म कर्म गुणाभिमानम सततम ममेति विज्ञान कोशो अयमति प्रकाशा प्रकृष्ट सानिध्यवसा परात्मनः अतो भवत्ते सौपाधिरस्य यदात्मधि संसृति भ्रमेण. I chant one more time. I go slow. देहादि निष्ठा श्रम धर्म कर्म गुणाभिमानम सततम ममेति विज्ञान कोशो अयम अति प्रकाशः प्रकृष्ट सानिध्यवसा परात्मनः अतो भवत्ते सौपाधिरस्य यदात्मधि संसृति भ्रमेण. The translation is identifying with the attributes of the order of life, their duties and functions, which actually being to be to the body, it considered them as its own. The Vijnanmaya Kosha is extremely radiant because of its nearness to the Supreme Self. It is supreme position on the Self, which when it identified with it suffers transmigration through delusion. See the translation. It always mistakes the duties, functions and attributes of the order of life which belong to the body as exceedingly effulgent owing to its close proximity to the Supreme Self, which identifying itself with it suffers transmigration through delusion. It is therefore supreme position on this self. Now see the Vijnanmaya Kosha. Shankaracharya says, Dehadi Nishta. So this individual soul, the Jiva, when it identified itself with body, suppose you admit that you are the body, you are the young, you are the child. If you admit, you are agree, then what happens? If you are agree that you are the body, dehad nishtha sram dharma karma, then you have to bound, follow the conditions of the body. Now you cannot deny. You are agreed, I am the body, then dehad nishtha sram, the ashram, the order of life, caste, creed, age, whatever conditions are applying in the body, you have to must follow. You have to follow. You cannot escape because you are agreed. Gunadhimanam shatatam mameti. Always the individual soul accept that I am the Brahman, I am the sannyasi, I am the human being, I am man, I am woman, I am child. So, and Vijnanamaya Kosha Ati Prakasa, this Kosha is very, very, very near to the consciousness. See, Vijnanamaya Kosha is the very nearest to the God. Annamaya Kosha, then comes Pranamaya Kosha, then Manomaya and Anandamaya. Anandamaya Kosha is the very close to the God. That is why it is effulgent. You see the God in form of Jiva. You can experience the God in form of Jiva. You cannot experience the God in form of the body. Body is dead. It is impure. You cannot touch. Same condition is the with prana. You can some experience, you can take some experience, but you are not sure. Then comes mana, mind. But the Vijnanamaya Kosha, Jivatma, it is a reflection of the God. It is a reflection of the consciousness. So that is why it is a like, effulgent like God. You see, you experience Jiva, Jivatma, and you can think about soul. You experience the body, you cannot think about soul. You experience prana, you cannot think about consciousness. We experience mind, you cannot think about the consciousness. But if you think about yourself, if you think about Jiva, you can easily understand what God is. It is very nearest to the God. Ato bhavatteva upadirasya yadatmadi sansriti brahmena. And that is why it is very similar to the God. It's very similar. So identifying both is very difficult. They are very, very, very close. In Upanishads, there are written Dva Suparna Savijau Sakayau Samanam Vricham Parishasvajate. There are two birds. They are very same, very similar. One was Jivatma, another was Parmatma. God. Very similar. So that is why, that is the reason the individual soul is supreme position for God. God is covers. It's Jivatma and Sansrati Pramena Atmadi itself. It thinks that I am the consciousness, I am the God, I am doer and doing every time good and bad acts and always transmigrations going one body to another body, one body to another, death and birth. So this is the Vijnanmay question. I one more time conclude it. So Vijnanmay Kosha is whatever concept you have about Jivatma. So Vijnanmay Kosha is like a Jivatma. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Shankaram Sankaracharyam Ishavam Vadarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Puna Puna Isharo Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Shanti Shanti Shanti